All right, good morning, YouTube. Let the camera focus some. Good morning, good morning. We are going to be jumping into the charts today. Let me put it on Telegram that we are live. If you guys aren't in the Telegram, you guys can join in the link in my videos or in I think it's in the live stream as well. But we're gonna be jumping into the charts today. Guys, yesterday a position I took, I'm gonna be honest, it probably wasn't a proper chalk pattern. Looking back at it now, it was probably a proper break of structure, pull back and then drop further. However, we took our setup and we ended up losing for the day. If you guys look here too, I was still right about where price was going. Does that matter? No, because if you don't make money doing it, it doesn't matter at all. So, um, we just took one setup though. The goal is just take one trade a day and basically try to profit and stay consistent that way, keep our psychology in line. But we're gonna do the same thing today. Our trading hours start in 8 minutes. We've got one trade for 1 hour. I'll let the trade run longer than an hour, of course, but essentially I'm looking to make that trade, within that time frame for price delivery. So we're just going to take a look at a couple different pairs and we're going to see if there's anything worth trading and look at what each pair did day to day. So let's just kind of take this off for a moment and just paint on what price did since it opened. So price essentially consolidated, it made a high, and then it broke the lows that made this high right here, pushed higher, pushed lower, pushed higher, pushed lower. This is the trading day so far. Pushed lower, and then it ended up coming down to here. And so essentially this is like our break of structure, and OTE would be something like up in here, or probably, no, it would be all the way here, because that would be essentially the highest point that was formed that caused this break of structure, right? So that's like kind of what we've got on Euro US dollar right now. Let's go to Australian dollar US dollar, kind of see where we were at. Price ended up essentially starting the day off here. It came up some, and let's kind of like get a better look. Yeah, it came up here, I guess, and then broke all the way down. Came up, and it made a high, a new high, so it changed the direction at this point, and then it ended up coming all the way down and breaking. I would say would be considered one move. Came all the way here, and then it ended up breaking again right here. So I would say that is all one move. If we, were to zoom out to like the 1 hour or like the 15 minute, you guys can see a little more clearly the moves I was talking about. That's pretty much the structure we've identified. So let's draw on right now, like our break of structure would be right here. Let me make sure this is locked in a little bit better because I don't want to be sloppy. Let's get that out of the way. We do not want to be sloppy with this. So, okay, lock that in here, lock this in here. This, of course, is our OTE, but we're not going to have it anywhere specific just yet. AUD USD, of course, this is going to be our current OTE. You guys can see prices at lows right now, so we honestly could be looking for a change of character pattern within one of these two pairs to take price higher. We don't see it yet. Let's go now to the New Zealand US dollar. Same thing, guys. Let's look at price went up higher. Let me take off the magnet for this. Push lower, made a lower high, lower low, lower high. We were in this range for a while until price broke out about right here. Yeah, price broke out like right here. Came higher again, came lower. We were in this range the entire time until price broke right here. So this point broke that price, pulled back. That did not break, and then it came down here. So this would be kind of like our OTE in our current trading range right now for the New Zealand US dollar. So let's draw all that on. And like I said, we're kind of at extreme lows for things, so we could see like a chalk pattern in one of these pairs. Let's go to the US CAD. This is looking a little bit cleaner than the other pairs, at least already. Some cleaner price action. So we started the day off over here. This might actually be our trade for the day. So we pushed higher, created a new high here, broke lower here. This might be our short, honestly. We might be shorting this. You guys can see, let's lock this in. This might be our trade for the day. OT all the way up here. Yeah, honestly, I really like this. I really like US CAD to probably drop lower based on this. Let's zoom out, see the higher time frame. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like price to drop just because of the way that happened. We got 3 minutes. Let's look at US franc. Really draw things out. Hey Antwi, long time no see. It's been a while, yeah, but we're back. We're back. It has been too long. We're just kind of trying to see the direction price has been going. So price came all the way back down here. This is kind of like just zooming out on the lower time frame. It's kind of the equivalent sometimes of the zooming out on the lower time frame can kind of be the equivalent of a higher time frame sometimes, because you just zoom out and you can see it as clear. This is not really a pair we are going to be trading probably unless this chalk pattern happens a little clean. I don't know. It's changing character, but it's also changed character back to the upside. So I'm not 100%. I like this, but I do like US CAD right now. It's just made a clean pattern to the downside. After kind of matching these highs right here, you know, it's pretty clear that price could potentially drop from here. We've got some orange folder news at like 10. The thing is though, like this is a real like change of character pattern right here on this time frame for the trading day. So we can see no, you're good on Tweet. I haven't been active on the streams in a while myself, so it's all good. It's all good, brother. We've got about 1:23 left. I'm honestly thinking that this is going to be a good move to get in this trade pretty much in a minute here. Let me get it ready for the chat. We're going to be selling US CAD. This is going to be our trade for the day. Stop loss is going to be okay. Yeah, we're going to be shorting this pair. Right now, pretty much. I'm just gonna get in right now. We've got 30 seconds until 10. Sending it out to the signal room in the Telegram if you guys aren't in it. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 0 pips, right? It's a 6.5% or 6.5 pip risk, and then we're pretty much targeting a 14.3 pips. We'll do that. 14.3. Alright guys, this is the trade we are in for the day. A nice change of character pattern, and we'll just see if price can now melt to the downside for us. All the other pairs were kind of scrambling towards lows or highs. You guys can see all of these down here. They would be nice change of character patterns, which I think we'll get. I mean, if those change character and give us a pullback, that's going to be just as good for us shorting the US CAD. And you guys can see right here, it is as clear as day, this this change of character, right? Like this is a textbook change of character pattern. So this is like an extremely good risk to reward, high quality trade that we're in. So no matter what happens, I'm very happy about this trade. And that's what you have to do. You have to get into trades that no matter what happens, you can be happy about, right? Like, you know that you took a good trade, even if it doesn't play out, because you know that you know the pattern you were able to identify, right? So, but on Tweet, I'm gonna be trying to stream some from like about 10 to 11. It's 10 right now, so like I don't know what time zone you're in again, but like 10 to 11 would be like right now, and that's the Eastern Standard Time. But essentially looking to take my trade entries within this time frame and just seeing if there's a setup on, you know, any of our pairs. This is the setup we're taking today. I'm gonna kind of journal it right now, and then if you guys saw the Telegram, you were able to see the transparency report yesterday. We took it was a bad position on Euro US dollar, right? Like this was like an internal change of character, but like let's let's do this. Like this is an internal change of character, right? I'll take the candles off and you can see what I mean. The reason we got stopped out is because it was just so internal. But really, like, it needed to probably, um, like, externally, probably needed to, like, cross here before it really changed character. So, it is what it is, though. We took this setup, and we're going to leave it on here. That way we can kind of just have a history. But as we do these live streams, that way we can go back to stuff. But this is a better opportunity today, in my opinion. So we'll see how it plays out. Oh, it's 4 where you're at. 4 p.m. I hope. I hope you're not up at 4 a.m. right now. But we're gonna, you know, until 11 o'clock, we're gonna hope our trade can push some in profit for us, and that way we can. Let me zoom in some for the stream. That way we can, um, you know, cover our risk, right? We want to be able to manage our risk and stuff like that. No, I haven't heard about that trading challenge. Where can I find it? Where can I find it? Try to connect to paper trading. It'll be there. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that after. Let me take a note. I'm gonna take a note right now to do that. 10K for 250 people each. Oh, that's cool. I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that. I'm taking a note right now. Let's see, little notepad trading view challenge. Man, I can't type today. Okay. I'm gonna check that out in a little bit on Twitter. Yeah, I'm gonna check that in a little bit. All that news too, I'm gonna drag it over really quick. I mean, it's just orange folder. It came out bad for the US dollar. Let's see. Oh, it's in 9 days. Perfect. I'll try to get registered then. Maybe we could do it on stream. Hopefully we can do it on stream and try to juggle both of our accounts though. Let's see. I need to turn on. We're in US CAD too, so let's keep CAD on as well. CAD news tomorrow. Okay, they're changing the rate, their overnight rate. The dollar could be a little weaker tomorrow on that flash services. CAD could be a little weaker too, so it's kind of mixed for tomorrow. So let's just see. I mean, if it's mixed for tomorrow, honestly, it could chop up today, and if we stay consolidating, we could see price go lower. It's called the leap. Okay, let me add that to my notes. so that way I can better find it. Are you gonna participate? Jeez, 250 real money prizes. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. I definitely like the way that sounds. It'd be a good time. Oh, do you? Yeah, I think I've got the cheapest one you can get, and honestly, I don't know why I'm paying for it. Because if you have what's it called, a if you have money inside of an account with Forex.com, the ads don't come up. People don't know that, but the ads don't come up if you're trading a real account. They can't. I don't think they can even legally do that. Because if you have an ad come up while someone's trading, like real money, they can say that you just ruined their trade, and it can be a whole mess. See, let's try to see if we can get like that internal change of character on like the bottom here. Let's try to clean up our chart some too. But I'll show you guys what I mean by that internal change of character. Like now internally, like the best thing we want to see up here is like something like this, right? Because if this like changes direction, then it's just gonna support it dropping all the more. But let's zoom in really quick. It's something I have learned. I'm not gonna take credit of it as it's like something I came up with, but I learned from this guy in a course to use the wicks to change the character, and you guys can see, yeah, we've gotten a nice change of character pattern right here. We take off our what's it called, our candles. You guys can see prices changing character. If we go to the 1 minute even, let's go to the 1 minute really quick. You can see too, price has started to change character. It consolidated, change character. You know, worst case scenario, we see something like that, but I don't even think we will, because we've got a break of this line right now, and that line was probably on the 1 minute, our like last point of return. So like this was our range, probably from right here to right here, and now that price is closed below it on the 1 minute, even if it pulls back some, it should, if it's going to respect breaking out like that and turning here, it should turn around eventually and come down further. Okay, let's see something. I like this trade though, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like yesterday was I placed a bad trade, and the best part about like being transparent about stuff, especially when you put it out online, is like you get to look back at it and you're like, geez, why did I do that? You're like, I can see the problem with that now. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I can make the profit show instead of pips by you right click, and then let me do it where you guys can see it. Then you click settings, and then you go to trading, and then you can change the positions and the profit and loss bracket to like money. So like we're risking like $141. It's gonna be a little bit more because of commissions to make like 311. Can you guys see? Yeah, you guys can barely see that by my head right down there. We'll change these to pips though, because I like to keep the pips for the stop loss and the take profit. But we'll change like the middle to the funds for the day. But like I said, we're targeting about $311. Oh, you can't see that. You can see the the unit size. But yeah, down here behind my head right now, it says that our profit for the day will be like 311 if this goes our way. So we'll change that to pips, and then we'll keep the money on the middle here. That way we can see how much we're floating. But yeah, this stream will go until like probably close to 11, and then at that point, we'll just pretty much try to keep you guys up to date in the Telegram. But I can't do much longer streams than that right now. Plus, I don't take entries outside of these hours right now. So we'll just kind of manage the position throughout the day if we need to, since this is kind of a further drop. And yeah, I'm able to trade in TradingView through a Forex.com raw pricing account. I'll show you guys. That way you can see it's like a legit account too. Forex.com account is raw pricing account. It's USD. This is the account balance. If you guys get set up with Forex.com, you guys can trade straight off of TradingView with raw spreads. I'm in the US, so I can't trade like CFD brokers. So I can either trade this account on their MetaTrader, which is down here, or I can trade it straight off of TradingView. The reason I trade it off of TradingView is because of the spreads. Like, look at this is a tenth of a pip spread. If I trade on TradingView, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 pips. Or I mean, if I trade on MetaTrader, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 pips. Don't get me wrong though. It's on what's it called on MetaTrader, there's no commissions. On here, there are commissions, but I'd rather pay like the spread in a commission than the spread, cause a lot more problems within the chart. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I'll leave this one. I'll leave this one as the dollars. It's fine. These ones I usually like to leave as pips. That way I can see exactly and like how many pips I'm risking versus going to make. So we'll see. Yeah, it's 10:13. I think price, like if we look at a smaller OTE now, like price is like kind of come back up into the point 61. Um, so I mean, we've definitely got our pullback on the smaller time frame. I don't know if it wants to pull back further at all. But ideally now we should see, after a reaction in here, price drop some. Ideally, right? That means if things all go well. So, but I think some people are trying to buy this. They only see like the short term. Like if you're only looking at the small time frame and you're zoomed in, like you're probably saying, okay, price broke this high, price is in an uptrend. But I like to zoom out, and this is the beginning of the trading day, and this is my trading hours. As a whole today, like I kind of like this is like my higher time frame, right? Is zooming out. Price came down, made a new high. This is like I'm not seeing anything in between this. This is literally like what I'm seeing when I look at the chart right now. I don't see any of the internal stuff. What time would I trade GBP JPY? Um, I would either trade it from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first hour open of London, or I would trade it from like 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's a good like right when we're trading right now, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's 10:15 right now. You can trade GBP JPY in the New York session, and it's going to rock. It's going to move. Like it's it's a great pair to trade in London or New York. Like it's a great pair to even honestly trade like around the clock if the price action's there. It's one of those few pairs that's just like it's always given some good movement. So, but I would pick either the like I like ICT's concepts. I don't trade exactly one of his strategies, but I do say that like he has some good concepts that are worth looking into, and the time where price is delivered into the markets, like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. like we're trading right now. I think it's important to pay attention to and to implement some things. Hey David, yeah, any tips to pass a prop firm challenge would be to go slow, go slow, and basically take your time. Uh, my idea is that like if you can get $100,000 in your hands, um, $200,000 in your hands, or even more than that to trade with, you have to look at it like this, right? Like I don't know what you would have to trade with outside of that, but regardless, like okay, $100,000. If I could get that in 2 months, that's a lot, right? So if I could be managing $100,000 in 2 months, or even $200,000 in 2 months. Like take your time and try to take 2 months. Try to take the time, because the thing is, the faster you go, the easier it is to crash, right? And so a lot of people will tell you like different things. You need to try to hurry and pass the prop firm challenge and churn accounts. The truth is though, like your strategy is probably working. The only thing probably standing in the way of it working the way you need it to is just risking way too much, right? Like that's my biggest advice. That the more capital you're going for, the slower you need to go. That's one side of prop passing a prop firm challenge. Yeah, yeah, thank you, David. I sorry I didn't see the chat. God bless you too. That's one side of the prop firm challenge. The other side is the smaller you go, if you're trying to get like a smaller account, I wouldn't go as slow. Like if you're trying to get a 10K account and it costs $50, I mean, maybe up your risk, right? This guy Kojo Forex, he's someone I've followed. I've taken his course in the past. He's been pretty big on YouTube, and he's been a legitimate trader, right? He's a swing trader, and I've been in a signal room before, and the guy, he was hitting his trades, but he said one thing. He said that psychology, trade, like he said this, and it completely changed the way I looked at things. He's like, trading psychology, it doesn't exist. He's like, you need to, and I mean, like, that's a blanket statement. It obviously does exist, but the point he was trying to make is important. He said the reason people are have messed up psychology isn't because it's actually their problem. It's because they're trading, you know, way too much for their account size. He said if you trade a large account, you want to trade small. If you trade a small account, you want to trade larger. But basically, your psychology is dependent on like the way you're trading, like the size you're trading. So position size directly affects your psychology. So just think about like what you can risk, and if you're trading a 10K account, risking 2% isn't going to be a problem, right? If you're trading a 200K account, risking 2% is going to be a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? And you don't need to make as large a percentage gains on the higher account, if that makes sense. We'll see if price keeps playing out. Let me change the color of this red though, because it doesn't go well with our position here. It's New York style. Let's keep our position here actually really quick. Um, where is New York? I'm guessing it's this one. Yeah, I don't want it super dark. Alright, price is pushing up. This is gonna be like our last point of no return before this downtrend is not respected anymore. Kojo. Yeah, Kojo. Kojo. You could look up Kojo Forex. Super helpful. Super helpful. Alright guys, this is the last point of no return on this trade. The last point of no return before this setup's invalidated. We've got our stop loss above a protected high right now. So if this trade is valid, if the stop loss is hit, everything's invalidated. I don't. I do not trade full time. I just trade like part time on the side. I take what I make and I try to invest it and grow it in the currency market. I'm trying to keep growing this channel and this community though. I'm not looking to monetize it in a way like where like you guys have to pay anything, but eventually I'd like to get paid from like YouTube ads and stuff. That way, you know, it can be more full time. But yeah, no, I do it alongside some remote work I do at home. So I just, you know, I take this, you know, I only trade for 1 hour and I usually am working the entire time alongside it, getting stuff done on the side. And then I like to just, you know, hop on and talk to you guys too sometimes. But I've got like multiple screens here. So I pretty much do it full time, as in I work, you know, full time from this setup here. But the goal is to be making enough money trading where I can trade full time, but I don't know if I would eventually go and work full time as a trader, because I think it's good and healthy to stay busy and stay like consistent with some other projects to keep to just kind of keep growing in different areas, right? But definitely the goal to be making enough for it to be full time. Nice. Yeah, working from home is super beneficial. A lot of people can't do it, but there's no in between, right? There's only someone who gets 10 times more done than they would in an office, and then there's someone who gets 10 times less done than they would in an office. Like I could sit in my home office and I can lock in and I can get work done for 14 hours straight. If I, you know, go into the office somewhere, it's like I might get 4 hours of work done because people are talking. There's a whole lot going on. You're not in a comfortable environment always. So, no, I haven't really ever traded support and resistance. Honestly, I've always kind of traded pullbacks. So like when support or resistance broken, right? So like that might be like our support and resistance, like our support right here, or no, that's our resistance, I mean. And so like I would wait for like price to break and then like pull back and then try to like make match that high, right? So like I always try to like target that, and this can look, you know, different in many ways. This is like a typical break of structure, but then like another, you know, pattern I love is like this right here, which is a change of character, basically targeting this bottom right here when like price breaks. So, and then like doing something like this, and then taking a short position to the downside. Like that's like what I trade. So I kind of trade like the breaks of support and resistance. This is this is not the setup we're in today. We're in more of a break of structure and a pullback today. Um, Hopefully we're still in it. Hopefully we go back to the chart and we're still in this position. But basically you can see we might get stopped out here. We'll see. Basically this entire swing range right here got broken, and when I say this entire swing range, I mean this one right here. So starting from here to here, price pushed up, and it broke. When it pushed up like this, it broke this high right here, right? When people try to teach market structure, they have to understand that swing points are not valid unless they cause the break of structure. So I'll give you a perfect example right now, and we'll just kind of keep this at the bottom here, that way we can see. Um, this is not a break of structure right here. This is not a break of structure. I'll tell you why this isn't a break of structure. This is not a break of structure because this swing point right here didn't, or no, this swing point, this is not a break of structure because this structure point right here did not cause one itself. So a break of structure can only be caused on a point that caused a break of structure. This is only going to be a valid break of structure, the downside, if this happened, if price pushed above and broke this previous high. So if price broke this previous high right here, then this is a valid break to the downside. If something like this happens, this is not a valid break of structure because price did not break to the upside. This is what we call internal structure. This is an internal swing point. So pretty much something like this could even happen on the downside. All of this structure in here is all internal structure, right? These did not cause any break of structures in the overall range. And what I mean by the overall range is this whole thing that we're inside of right here, right? So this is all internal to this range, and this is all just internal structure, right? But now if we have something like this, everyone thinks we're in a downtrend because, everyone thinks we're in a downtrend, but really it's the internal structure. Well, really what's happening is now price is just taking all of this liquidity, and now it broke higher, and now it's pulling back in, and now it's going higher, if that makes sense. That is what I think we're seeing right here. It's gotten awfully close to our stop loss, I'm not gonna lie, like twice now. So, but here's the thing, I'll show you guys exactly what we're seeing here. This was our, you could see the trading day started here, it made a high, came down. This stuff all in here is all internal, right? This is all internal structure. But this high got broken, so we made a new high right here. And then this is all internal. But then it actually broke to the downside and closed. And now we ended up going higher, making a massive pullback. And that's kind of where we're at right now. We were at like an OTE, optimal trade entry, which is our fibs right here, 62, 70, 75, and 79. We were in that perfect range for a sell position. But yeah, price is coming up to the highs. If price is going to drop, it's going to drop from before the stop loss. Like I said, if this stop loss is hit, it's pretty much invalidated because this is a protected high, right? So like if the banks are a part of this move to the downside, they are not going to break this high, right? Because that means they would have, there would be like the big fish money right above here, right? And they're not going to take their own money. So that's just how I'm perceiving it. And yeah, I trade both. So like this is pure price action, but it's also an ICT concept because if you look at the time I'm trading the ICT 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. silver bullet timing, which is exactly it's the exact time I'm trading. And I think it's important to implement a concept of like when you should be getting in the market. So I don't trade, like I'm not trading the silver bullet strategy, but I am trading that time because I've noticed in looking at the times it's a perfect time to get into a trade for the day. That's amazing, Antwi. What are you trading, Antwi? Are you trading like an index, or are you trading currencies, swing trading currencies doing that, or are you trading like gold? Let me get rid of all this. Oh, but this internal structure I was Forex only. So are you swing trading? And then this internal structure, let me show you guys really quick what I'm talking about. You guys can see internally, I'll just take this off, that way we can have a cleaner look right now. Internal structure, even though the external structure is in a downtrend, we have an uptrend right here, right? So internally, price is in an uptrend. That is why like all of this is liquidity now. So like since this is all internal structure on the other side, this is all liquidity, especially this point right here, right? So that's why our take profits right here, because essentially I believe that all this money is going to be taken, all this internal structure. Oh yeah, if you used to spend most of your time on the 1 minute time frame trading gold, it probably did break you. I feel that onto it. I definitely feel that. That is that's something that you only know if you know, right? That is it's a rough place to be. Trading's a rough place to be. I'm telling you, it's difficult. It's difficult. You have to develop an eye for it, and you have to develop like a risk tolerance, and it takes years, and you have to really understand um, how to take punches, I guess, and how to punch back. Yeah, yeah, that's tough. Well, at least you can trade a cash account with gold. Over here in the US, I can't trade a cash account with gold. Like it's not like I have to trade a prop account legally because you can't leverage gold in the US like as a retail trader. So like I can't trade CFDs unless I'm trading with a prop firm. Guys, I told you that was our point of no return. We'll see now. This will be a true chalk pattern right here. If price comes down and breaks here, because we can see, I'll take this off. Price, it pushed higher now. And now if it gives us something like this, our setup could still be valid, right? So I'm planning to snipe the next CPI. Yeah, you snipe the CPI, you'll definitely get that account back up. Definitely get that account back up. Let me check on some things, guys. I'm not going to be able to see the chat for a second here, but let me just check on some things. Um, yeah, thank you all for joining. We took just a bad setup yesterday. It was just a bad setup on my part. But we're back today. I like this setup still. I do like this setup still. We just need this internal structure to shift. As soon as this internal structure shifts, once we see a break further below, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna melt pretty fast to the downside to take take that final bit of liquidity. But if anyone joins the what's it called? In the meantime, I want them to see why we're in this trade, so I'm gonna draw my stuff back on. Let's get that right here. Let me make sure that's on the right point. Okay, we need this to be. What coordinates is that? Sorry, I like to be like really precise when I like look at these things. So, okay, yeah, that fib's on the right one because this bottom fib doesn't ever lock on. All right, guys, this is the deciding factor if we will win this trade today or not. It's kind of all dependent on what happens right up in here. Hey Theo, no, I'm not, or Theo. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I'm not good with names. No, I'm trading with Forex.com, and I'm trading their raw pricing account so that I'm able to trade straight off of TradingView. Forex.com traditionally offers like MetaTrader, but if you're going to use their actual platform and back end platform, they allow you to trade straight off of TradingView. They've integrated their back end with it, so and they've made it pretty pretty like pretty enticing because you can trade raw spreads too. There is commissions. The commissions aren't cheap at all, but they're regulated. They're in the U.S. I'm allowed to trade with them, and you know, it's very safe to put my money in with them if that makes sense. All right. Here's where the house of cards either stands or it falls. We're gonna see. We're going to see if the house of cards stands or falls right here. Let's take a look at some of the other pairs to see what they ended up doing. Honestly, we could potentially see price end up dropping from here if it's in line with like some of these other pairs, because you can see like euro in the beginning of the stream we said was at an extreme low, and now we're kind of seeing an internal chalk pattern right here. Let me take that off. We're seeing an internal chalk pattern. So it's kind of pulling back now, and we could see price come back up into like here before it pulls back further. And same thing with AUD USD. It's kind of pulled back quite a good amount already, but if we're going to see, you know, like there was a slight change of character internally. I don't like this one as much because now it's changing completely, but let's go back to US CAD. Let's see where we're at with this, because I think we're really gonna see right now. If it can't push higher again, I think it's gonna drop. One thing I've noticed too is when there's three like highs like this, it's kind of, this isn't like a rule of thumb, but I've noticed it often. When you have like three highs like this, you could potentially see that the market has finished, you know, like a push, and it could drop and take out all of these lows. So it could take out this, it could take out this, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. It's a concept where the market makes three highs, and it's vice versa for lows too. Everyone at this point's like, okay, it's so clear, right? We're in an uptrend. It's as clear as day. Everyone's buying, you know, they get back to here, and then you know, all three of these highs have been made. Everyone's like excited, and basically, you know, like the big money, what they'll do is they'll clear out like all these lows now and take everyone out. Will that happen here? I don't know. It's not looking like it, but like I said, this is our last point of no return, and our stop loss was hit. Guys, this is it for the day. Our trade is done. It is invalidated. Yeah, that is it. It's unfortunate, but that's how the cards fell today. We're gonna leave this on the chart, that way we can give the breakdown later. But yeah, guys, this is where the stream will come to an end. We take one trade a day, one setup a day. This is the one we took today, and it just didn't fall for us. Like I said in the beginning, no matter what happens today, I like this setup. It was a nice risk to reward of 2.2, and it's just a clean setup overall. Like, it was a clear break to the downside. On the higher time frames too, you know, we were even nearing some highs. We have mixed news tomorrow too, so like we're in this entire like range. You know, it just, price was breaking down lower, and I, you know, saw an opportunity, and I'm not mad I took it. But this is gonna be the trade for the day, guys. Yes, sir. Yeah, part of the game. All good, Antwi. We're going to be back tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all your support, too. Just seeing you guys in here and getting to talk with you, it really keeps me motivated. So, thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one.